A lot of people love to say we only have to keep the Ten Commandments. It sounds clean, it sounds simple, and it's also completely false. So let me tear this apart in under 2 minutes, and goodbye to the majority of you who don't like to hear the truth. So the Ten Commandments are not the whole covenant, they're the heading. In Exodus 20, it is literally the table of contents. The rest of Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy explain what those 10 actually require. Quick example, you shall not murder. It expands into manslaughter laws, self-defense laws, negligence laws, judicial standards, and boundary laws. So if you say you keep the Ten Commandments but you reject the Torah, you're saying you obey the title of law but ignore the law itself. And that's nonsense. Yahusha never reduced the covenant to 10. When he said, if you love me, keep my commandments, he was quoting Torah. Every single command he taught comes from Moses. The 10 were never meant to replace the rest. They summarized the rest. The prophets never taught just the 10. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Amos, Hosea, Malachi all rebuked Israel because they kept the surface but rejected the specifics. Not once did a prophet say, just keep the 10 and ignore the rest. That phrase does not exist. You will not find it because it's not covenant. The 10 Commandments require the rest of the Torah to function. You can't keep the 10 without the other laws. How do I remember the Sabbath? The Torah answers it. How do I honor the father and mother? The Torah defines it. What is stealing? What is coveting? What is adultery? The Torah explains every single case. So without Torah, the 10 become vague slogans. This is why Christianity made a mess of Scripture. They keep the headings and deleted the instructions. Saying I keep the 10 Commandments is the modern version of the rich young ruler. He walked up to Yahusha and said, I have kept the commandments since my youth. Yahusha did not congratulate him, he exposed him. He showed the man that he didn't even understand covenant because he only kept it at a surface level. Yahusha did not teach the 10 Commandments of Christianity. He taught covenant obedience. Paul never taught just the 10. Even with the corruption in later manuscripts, you can see it plain as day. He quotes Deuteronomy, he quotes Leviticus, he quotes Numbers, he quotes Exodus. He uses the full Torah as his source, and not one place does he say only the 10 matter. The idea of just keep the 10 was created to avoid covenant. It came from Rome, and it came from convenience. It came from people who wanted the blessing without the structure. The 10 Commandments myth is not biblical. It is an escape hatch built by religion to avoid obedience. Yahusha didn't die to reduce the covenant. He died to restore it. He never said, I kept the law so you don't have to. He said, follow me. And he walked the Torah perfectly. If you say you follow him but reject his instructions, then you're not following him. And that's the blunt truth. So people cling to the 10 Commandments because they sound manageable, vague, and flexible. But covenant is concrete. And covenant is specific. And covenant has teeth. So if you want to walk in the blessing that Yahusha promised, you have to walk in the same covenant he walked. Not a trimmed down version, not a Rome rewrite, not a 10 Commandment starter pack, the whole thing.